Hi, it's Kevin from KD Music. Just thought I'd do another video here. This one comparing the Softube SSL versus the Stephen Slate virtual channel. Now, just as a side note first, I'm not doing these videos to badmouth or say one's better than another. I'm actually doing this for my own interest. To me, it's a good actual learning experience to see what each plugin does, what it adds to your sounds, and getting to know and potentially, you know, finding out if you're wasting your time putting one on or putting both on or just having one or the other. So it's mainly for my own thing, and I thought I'd just share it with other people. Now obviously I will not be testing any EQ or compression or anything, because the Stephen Slate virtual channel is basically just representing the sound of the board, and I'll only be comparing it to the Brit 4K, which is the SSL channel on the Stephen Slate. Obviously comparing it to the other console emulations would not be worthwhile doing at this stage. So in the Softube console 1, I've basically got everything off. I've got the drive set to 5, which is their recommended state for representing the emulation of the SSL. And the Stephen Slate, I just have everything set at 0, and the Brit 4K. So we'll start with a signal generator. Now I've got the main mix bus muted, so you don't have to listen to a signal generator. I've got a frequency analyzer here so you can see what is happening, and I'm just going to switch between the two. So we'll start with, so the signal generator is just doing a sine wave at 1 kilohertz, and through the Softube console 1, that is what appears. You'll see some harmonics there being added by the drive of the SSL board. Now if I switch to the Slate, it's similar, but not as much harmonics. You'll see, I'll go back. Now let's drop the frequency of the sine wave to see what that does. Let me put it on the right one. So we'll put it at, let's go down to about 49. Okay, so that's what it looks like there. Let me do the same to the Slate. We're at 49, so they're exactly the same. So again, there's a little bit more on the Softube. Now, just as a comparison, if I actually turn the drive down to 0 on the Softube, all of that goes away, and it's absolutely clean. Whereas the Slate is still got some harmonics of the board. So that makes me think that having a drive 0 on the Softube console 1 is not realistic SSL, because it's not adding anything. Now even just 2.5, I get a fair bit added there, which is still, it's closer, but it's still more than the Stephen Slate. So we'll put that back to 5. Okay. Now let's just put the signal generator up again to something that shows quite a bit. We'll go with 500. I'll do the same on the Stephen Slate. Okay, so we're back to where we were. More harmonics on the Softube. Okay, past use of the Stephen Slate. I've generally driven the drive up on this and not left it at 0. So let's do that now and see what it does. Now with that 3 dB of drive, that doesn't seem to have changed much. I saw a little spike appear there. Yep. So with a full ball, we've added some more harmonics in here, but we still nowhere near as much as the Softube. With the Softube, we can clearly go way beyond with our drive as well. So I guess the test now is to do some music. Okay, so we've got some drums here, so let's start with that. So we'll start with the drums. I've got the Stephen Slate back at 0 and the console 1 is at 5. Now as a test, let's see what the plugins are actually doing to the sound, if anything. So I'll play the track and I'll turn the console 1 on and off, and then I'll do the same thing on the Stephen Slate. Just out of curiosity, let's crank the Stephen Slate up and see what that does. Both very subtle. Okay, let's try a different track. So this time, okay, so here we've got some heavy guitars, and let's see what the plugins are doing on those. Again, very subtle. Let's try some strings. All very subtle. So if you can pick the difference, it's good. There is a very slight difference, but it is very subtle, and I could not say clearly that one is better over the other at all. Obviously the console one is a different beast altogether because it's got the whole channel strip, whereas the VCC is just this. But the VCC also has other boards, which if I was to switch to those, you would really hear some difference. I guess to give you an example, if I put it on a Brit N and do the same test, maybe we'll try that on a, let's see what it does on the guitars. So I can start hearing a big difference between the two then, which is fair enough. But as soon as the day that Console 1 Softube has, I guess, a Neve channel strip emulator in their plugin, I could then compare the two. But I mean, comparing their SSL to Stephen Slate's Neve emulation is obviously not fair, but that shows that there is differences when you start talking about which board it is. But it also shows that Stephen Slate's SSL and Softube's SSL are very similar, almost to the point that, you know, you might think they're identical. Obviously the sine wave test shows differently, but it's very hard to hear. Okay, thank you for watching. Hopefully it's helped or been of interest to you. If not, like I said, it was basically something of interest to me, and thank you for watching.